Muy buenas chicos y chicas, ¿cómo estáis? Espero que estéis muy bien. Yo estoy muy bien, muchas gracias. Bienvenidos todos a un capítulo más de Daily Premonition. Estamos aquí con la gente York, a punto de reunirnos en una hora con los vecinos del pueblo, ¿no? Con todo Greenvale, todo lo que asista, claro. Quizás la sesión no asista, o quizás sea uno que ya conocemos, que ya lo dije en el anterior capítulo. Lo he dicho en el anterior capítulo y lo siento que fuera un poquitín más peñazo por el tema de que no llegamos a la hora, que encima hicimos esta carrera que ya la habíamos hecho. Me la apunto personalmente, no hacerla más. Pero nada, vamos a investigarlo. Aquí el sándwich estaba abierto. Era el... ¿Cómo se llamaba? Pero mientras estuvimos haciendo la carrera vimos que estaba abierto, así que vamos a olisquear a ver qué hay dentro. Antes de que den las 3 y tengamos que reunirnos con... Todo está grabando, sí. Tengamos que reunirnos con el pueblo. Estaba este hombre aquí. Aparco enfrente. Ya se aparca solo luego el coche, así que... Y nos cambiamos de ropa al menos, ¿eh? Ya no olemos. No me deja saltarla. Muy fuerte. Hombre, ¿qué pasa, caballero? Podemos ver dentro. Esto me gusta, tío. ¿Se carga? No. Déjate, vamos a entrar. A ver, un pastel de esos de manzana. Uf. Qué chulo. Míticas cafeterías de estas. Carretera, mira, un cromo. Café, observar. Voy en este cromo de colección. Objeto. Café. 43. 200 eran, creo. No. Cromo. Cafecito, mira. Bebida muy importante que ayuda al detective York a resolver casos. Se puede decir que York ha resuelto muchos casos con la ayuda del café, ¿cierto? Es el que era el futuro. Este sitio sí que está animado, no como el comedor del hotel. Aún así no llega a los niveles de la ciudad. Unos clientes habituales, nada que ver con el resto, imagino. Hey, ¿qué ha pasado?
They're about to close. Let's come back tomorrow.
Van a cerrar ya. Cebo, mira. Un gusano leyenda aumenta la posibilidad de coger objetos raros. Que compras una caña. Cierto, que intentamos ir a pescar en el anterior capítulo y nada. Ternera de primera, madre mía. Vaya delicatessen. Y capturadora, por favor, no me falles hoy, ¿eh? Que te estoy viendo la luz roja. No dejes que se apague esa luz roja. Vamos a cotillar por dentro, pero nada. Me gustaría investigar a algún sospechoso. Hasta que den las 3. Yo creo que si llegamos ya al sitio, creo que se activa la misión, pero no sé. ¿Quién es este hombre? Tomasito. No te voy a decir nada, pero ya sabes lo que pienso de ti. Cada shifter estaba cerrado. Podemos ir al lugar de la misión. ¿Dónde está? Abajo. Está muy cerquita de aquí. Casa de Nick. Banco. Podemos ir al banco a cotillear. A la casa de Nick. Y no estaba aquí por aquí ningún milk bar de estos. Creo que no. Y Granja Bergamont. De Thomas Carroll o de Fiona. Ah, esta era Fiona Freckles, ¿no? Carol no sé quién es. Se me escapará quién es Carol. George Goodman, mira, aquí está el sheriff, ¿no? Mira, podemos ir... Estamos aquí. Vamos al banco. Luego a casa de Nick. Vale, vamos a ir al banco. Está aquí al laico. Creo que se está enfrente, ¿no? Igual. Vamos a ir por aquí. Está abierto o cerrado. Uy, ¿dónde está? Me aparca aquí. No. Gente. No debería intentar entrar aquí, ¿por qué no? No le gustan los bancos a la gente York. Nada, nos vamos. Nos vamos a casa de Nick. Esta es la casa de Nick. Aquí mismo. No me molesta en aparcarlo. Cerrado, ¿no? Está cerrado. Esta es casa de Nick, ¿no? Abrir. Ya ni nada porque lo robamos antes también ya. Vale. Esta es la casa de Nick. Vamos a casa de Ana y esta es la casa de Nick que está cerrada. Que no hay nadie en casa. ¿Y esto, Rosita, qué es? Sally, ¿a dónde vas? ¿Y Sally, a dónde vas? Sally, ¿a dónde vas? Sally se ha vuelto loca, Sally. Y yo me he quedado atascado. ¿Dónde se ha ido Sally?
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
¿Dónde está Sally? Pobrecita. ¿Con qué nos hemos sacado ahora? Con algo imaginario. Vale, a lo rosa. Uy, disculpe. Madre mía, ¿qué le pasa al coche? Creo que se ha quedado la boca de él. Está pilladísimo el coche. Madre. Creo que igual se nos ha quedado aquí la boca de
We
él.
need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking in front of all those people. What do you think, Zach? It's going to get fun.
¿Por qué no puedo entrar aquí? Explíqueme, señor, explíqueme. No me deja. De momento no me deja. No se ha desbloqueado o algo. Y no me deja siquiera... Ni siquiera asomarme. Pues nada. No. Mapa. Vamos a ir a lo de este hombre. Vale. Recto y izquierda. Entonces si solo dormimos una horita y vamos para allá. Creo que se podía consumir cigarrillo y pasar el tiempo. Que el otro día me puse a leer lo que decía cada objeto. Creo que hacía como que pasaba el tiempo. Tipo, vamos un piti.
Zach, if you notice anything, just stop me.
Por aquí hay un cromo. Sí, está aquí. ¿De basura? No. Hola. Gina, la rosa. Me suena. Rosa Lips, Gina. Me suena, pero no me suena. Aquí estás. A ver. Mujer de Jack. Muchos hombres van a la gasolinera cuando no está Jack para que Gina les lave el coche. Vale. Ya os podemos ir. Sé que queda un honor por ahí, pero bueno, tampoco voy a peleármela por $30. Intentar hacerlo más ameno. ¡Ey! Sí, soy yo un día, me paseo yo por aquí y... Cerrado, ¿cómo se queda cerrado? Todo cerrado, qué chufa. A mí me va a gustar, todo cerrado. Está George, pero casa de Thomas, Carol y Fiona. Está todo cerrado. Pues igual tomamos un piti y hacemos que la hora pase, ¿no? Creo que no hay nada más por aquí. Y lo demás me pillaría muy lejos ya. Casa de Brian, puedo ir, pero creo que estará... Vamos al grano ya, que si no, se nos hace el día largo. Objeto... A ver. Un piti. Marca de cigarros, parece que fumarlos hace olvidar que el tiempo pasa. Aunque sea una horica nada más. Esto es empuntado, genial. Genial, genial, mira. No va tiempo en encenderlo. Está sonando ya el reloj. Campana.
So, where shall we go next?
A la misión. Nos vamos a la misión, Zack. Nos vamos a la misión. Es que me podría ir a otro pueblo o a otro sitio a buscar cositas, ¿no? En el mix bar, o a algún bar, o coger algún cromo, pero nos pilla luego muy lejos, ¿no? Y gastamos gasolina. Aquí no está la cosa como para tirar cohetes tampoco. Hoy tendría que hacer eso, pero me pillo por aquí. ¿Por dónde se entra? Mapa. Madre mía, está todo el mundo aquí. Me he colado. ¿Puedo ir por las vías? ¿Nos vamos por las vías? ¿Qué pasa? Vale. Mientras no pase el tren ahora. Yo no he visto todavía pasar el tren, ningún tren por aquí. Así que ahora no pases ahora. No me fastidies. ¿Y esto? Está ahí arriba, madre mía. A la colvibra. Y ahora... Vamos. Arreglado. Por los primeros capítulos me hablabas de pelis, tío, y ahora solo silbas y dices, Zack, ¿has escuchado algo? Ah, ¿no es mi imaginación? O, Zack, si ves algo, me avisas. Ah, vamos a ver, esto es un 4x4 por ahí. Qué pelo. Ahora aquí una barrera, ¿no? Un muro. Sí, hay un muro. Casi puntual, casi. Qué bonito el arbolito ese. Todos sospechosos. Todos sospechosos. ¿Salgo del coche y hablo con ellos? Mira, este es el tío, ¿no? Este es. Todo el mundo está esperando, nos vamos al centro social. Vale. No, pues coge el coche, ¿Cómo? ¿Multa por? ¿Qué he puesto? ¿Por porquerías? Pero ¿y yo? Si lo que quiero hacer era esto, no me multes. Si se carga automáticamente. No tengo que ir hasta allí. Greenville, centro social, teatro Mercury. Está guay que esté en lo alto de una montañita. Y es bonito.
Greenvale Community Center. Now that's an impressive building. The clock tower is impressive too.
Correcto, muy bonito el edificio. Y nosotros muy elegantes, ¿eh? Me mola ese traje, me mola. Mucho estilo tiene la gente de York. Y por supuesto que Zack. Bagre marrón, ve difícil de encontrar en Greenville, restablece no sé qué. Salchicha, mira, aprieto caliente. El hambre moderadamente. A mí me suelen dejar con hambre, tío, los hot dogs. A ver, ¿qué vamos? Poquita gente en el culo, ¿eh?
Zach, I haven't been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. Oh, that was a tough role. I was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Hostia, ¿qué tal?
Thank you all for coming today. Getting right down to business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes to speak with you.
Good afternoon. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice.
La espalda de todos. Venga, ya mismo.
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again. I asked to have you gathered here so I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents. Firstly, please, stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of Anna's age, please guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the raincoat killer. There is a chance that the murderer is mimicking the story. Women should also be especially careful. I would hate to see more victims.
Carol McLean, mira, propietaria de bar y cantante. ¿Es la mujer de Thomas? ¿O hermana?
Who's the fashionably late one?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister.
No puede ser porque sería muy claro que fuera él, tío.
Excuse me. So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Muy bien hablado, tío. Muy bien hablado. Harry Stewart, ¿no? Así que es el owner del pueblo, es el propietario del pueblo.
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt. When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
Sure knows how to steal thunder.
Well then, Zach, let's ask some questions before all these guys leave.
Me gusta mucho el croquis aquí, ¿eh? Está muy chulo. Tengo ahora la muerte entre las 8 y las 10. Supone de pin, morning. Luego aquí, causa de la muerte. Pérdida de sangre from bone. No sé qué significa bone desde el cuerpo. Estómago. Lo mismo. A ver, Tomás, tu hermana, cuéntame.
Agent York, your words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
Okay. If it's gonna help you any.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now. Aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
Yo pensaba que sí. Pero está muy claro, es que se ve muy claro que es.
You ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
George. George. It's George. Hey.
Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, the purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It is not yet mine, that is, Mr. Stewart's time, not mine. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may that be. Informative and fruitful you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something.
Claro, me lo cuente.
But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We could force you to talk, you know.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonitions. Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
De acuerdo, de acuerdo. Pues nada. ¿Esto qué es? Un café, ¿no? Un café solo. Coge el objeto. Vamos a investigar a la gente del pueblo, que de momento está sentada. Caso sospecho... Estos son todos iguales. ¿Y dónde está la mujer? ¿Se ha ido la mujer? Nada. Todos los importantes se han ido, porque el que estaba aquí, el de fuera, también se ha ido, el del pelo pincho, el Ingram, ¿no?
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
Pero es que no hay nadie importante aquí. Está aquí la gente que me interesa investigar. ¿Qué opina George?
Agent Morgan, here's your chance to get to know some of the townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
Sí, pero... hasta la gente. De acuerdo, de acuerdo. Por aquí es otra cosa. Vamos a ver qué tiene que decir. Este hombre.
Good evening, Agent.
Brian el Insomne, guarda del cementerio.
Good evening, Mr.
Brian, the gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Brian.
Madre mía, tío.
I like the retro look. Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon. Too soon to go to the grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna. Her smile. So warm. Anna. Blonde hair. So bright.
Madre mía, este pueblo está como un cencerro.
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
Misión, ¿no? ¿No? No me la apunto como una misión. Mira, Carol. Aquí está la que yo quería ver. Cigarrillos. Caja fuerte, de heavy. Aquí está. Una diva y jefe a su edad, impresionante. En cuanto a carácter, es totalmente opuesto a su hermano Thomas. Qué curioso. Esto va a ser interesante.
Anna was an airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead, even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Me da miedo más que otra cosa.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
¿Por qué la prefieres, tío? Bueno. Vale, esa es la dueña del bar. Falta la chica de la galería. Creo que es la que tiene el colgante. ¿Este hombre? Sospechoso. Ey, ¿qué hay aquí? Abajo más sospechosos. Militar, ¿no?
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
El general, dueño del desguace.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, and a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happened in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
Al del guace, ¿no?
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Qué observador. Mira, mis amigos.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. He must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
Y ya hemos ido, sin quererlo hemos ido. ¿No te acuerdas? Saca. O York. No os acordáis, ya os vale. Tanto esfuerzo para nada. A ver, sospechoso. Vamos a ver qué tiene que decir. Este es el Ingram, ¿no? Sí.
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
No, no es. Jack, toro salvaje, dueño de la gasolinera. Este es Jack, el de la novia.
What about the FBI?
Shut up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly nickname.
If you want info, it'll cost you. I only talk to Ben Franklin.
You know, first impressions are important. I can detain you for a few days, and maybe you'll become more fun to meet.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
A la mujer.
Hey, good looking. Nice speech.
Arriba, arriba, arriba. Gina, la rosa, mujer de Jack.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Gina. I'm married to Jack. He runs the gas station. Call me the Rose.
You look pretty revealing.
Oh, this old thing. Oh, you should see some of my other clothes. You? Oh, now you are cool. That scar really is a turn-on. You should come to my station. I'll give you a little extra service.
That would be great. can't believe how expensive gasoline is nowadays. Some extra service would be great. Now, about my current case. Do you have any information on Anna? Have you seen anything suspicious?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to my hubby about the difficult stuff, okay?
This is getting us nowhere, Zach.
Para cosas difíciles. Jim. ¿Cómo estás, Jim?
Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
Pues sí.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
Claro, al final la gente de ciudad huele mal, ¿sabes? No es bienvenida. Este lugar parece muy viejo, al parecer se construyó hace décadas. ¿Esta mujer es? ¿Está nerviosa? Muy curioso el juego, ¿eh? Me encanta.
Oh my pot is getting cold.
Sigourney, la errante, apodo la mujer de la olla.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are...
Sigourney Giver.
Who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
Y tanto, se la lleva ella, la palma. La Poli, qué maja. Hola Poli, ¿cómo está?
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, No, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready. Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Madre mía, Poli.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
Esta Poli, honor. Ya me dan honor. Ah, no era de la chapita. Mira, aquí está. Aquí están los Ingram. La guitarra.
Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
Keith Ingram, dueño del supermercado. Del Milk Barn.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So, Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock and roll!
Do you sell raincoats there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
Rock and roll. Pues la mujer le odia por la música. Qué tranquilita es, ¿eh?
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
Lily Ingram, mujer de Keith, lo que había dicho yo. Los Ingram, Isaiah Ingram y...
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts.
Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the three of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Qué buena, Lily, qué buena.
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
Desde luego que sí. Muy buena, Lily. Esa mujer es inteligente. Y muy interesante. Este hombre... Pantaloncitos de serpiente, ¿eh?
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith.
Wesley Larmero, dueño de la armería. Tenemos que ir allí a coger la caña igual.
Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
Esto es lo que tengo. Ah, bueno, está haciendo en plan tráfico de armas o qué. No quiero nada, gracias de momento. Esto para matar a gente, no creo que me guste.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Por la noche abre. Curioso, curioso. Vale, quedan dos más. ¿Quién son estos? Curioso.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
Nick Cormack, dueño del restaurante.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You're sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
Sabré quién es el culpable tarde o temprano, pero no sé. Oculta algo. Está nervioso. Algo no hizo.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife?
Olivia Cormack, mujer de Nick. Parece como muy cohibida.
Anna worked at your husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
Muy interesante, muy interesante. Tanto Lily como Olivia nos han dado datos muy interesantes. Estaba loca. Después, está en buen estado, el cuidador debe de limpiarlos de vez en cuando, por si sirve de algo. Se descentraba después de los días de lluvia. Muy curioso. Me llama mucho la atención que se descentrase. ¿Participaba en algún plan de rito? ¿En algún rito o algo? ¿Un rito de ritual o...? ¿Y estos son? Espero que es para los del bar.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the darts bar, Swery 65.
Richard Dunn, dueño del bar de dardos, del creador del juego, Swery.
How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. Murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard.
Muy bien, Richard.
Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
Muy bien, muy bien. Vamos con el hijo. Q, mírale. Repartidor Q.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
Quintan, empleado del bar de dardos. Amanda.
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself. Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
Se acabó.
Agent Morgan, I'd like to let everyone go home now. Let's go outside.
Espero que el vídeo aguante, que tengo ahí... Van muchos minutitos, Que aguante, por favor, que aguante tanto la cara como el pendrive de la capturadora. El otro tenía compositas de heavy metal. No sé yo, pero no creo que sea una pista concisa para ellos, ¿sabes? No creo que vaya por ahí enseñando sus cartas, el asesino. Hace un servicio especial. La tiempo de transcurrido total, 7 horas 23 ya. 9 días totales 2, 124 enemigos, una muerte. Aceptar. Aquí guardamos y cerramos el capítulo por aquí. 260, 2307, 9333 ya. Vamos a guardar y lo dejamos por aquí. Que en cualquier momento se me va a cortar la memoria del pendrive. Segurísimo. O de la cámara. Así que nada, lo dicho, ya hemos quedado con el pueblo y hemos hecho la misión principal que estábamos persiguiendo estos días, estos últimos capítulos, porque la anterior fue de olisquear por la ciudad. Ya conocemos a todo el pueblo, entre comillas, nos falta conocer a Becky. Iremos a casa de Becky, lo primero de todo, porque he hablado con los niños y tiene algo que ver entre Becky, el chico Q, Quint y él, que él no sé quién será, el asesino. Muñeca del tiempo, muñeca que indica si llueve girándose. Oh, míralo.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report, too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right, then. Let's do that.
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
The diner? That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? You can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner. Or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Vamos a cenar, hombre. Se pone tan tontorrona. Desde que le vemos la espalda ya, la tenemos conquistada. Emily. Pues pobre de Tomás, decirle ahí delante de Tomás, que no cocina bien. Que cocina Nick mejor que él. Un poco descortés, ¿eh? Pero me deja para el juego. Espero que aguante.
I've been sheriff here for a long time now. And this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
We had our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe. Or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor. Nothing more than that.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month
Madre
period.
mía. Es el caso
He
este, ¿no?
sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life. To
Madre
eat
mía.
from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it.
Qué horror.
He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum, and he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual.
Mientras están comiendo esto.
His mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
For me, he was insane. 100%. Drinking from the skulls, well, that is one thing, but those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from, too. Yeah, that was too much for me. It's just not sanitary.
Not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else? Ah, yes. An ingenious law school
Madre
student
mía.
raped over 800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore? That's a shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work day and night to preserve peace and order in this town. You understand that, right?
Lo entiendo.
Of course. But still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Que se me acaba la batería, por favor, venga.
I never even dreamt that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us, Agent Morgan. We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
Eso, gracias. Gracias. Que se me acaba el vídeo. No quiero que se corte. Pues nada, hasta aquí se queda este capítulo de Daily Promotion, un capítulo bastante interesante. Seguimos la historia. Cada par de capítulos vamos a la historia, que son varias horas. Intentaré hacerlo más continuado ahora, para no dejar tanto espacio al ocio. Y ir un poquito más claro a la historia, ya que está bastante interesante. Y bueno, cuando estamos todos en el pueblo, tenemos que visitar diferentes casas para hurgar en las heridas. Y nada, muy interesante esta cena con los compañeros. Volvamos a la investigación, tenemos que resolver esto rápido. Así que nada, muchas gracias a todos por el vídeo, un fuerte abrazo, cuidaos mucho y nos vemos.